Alright, hello everyone, so let's take a look at the market today. Now this is gold, as you can see. Now with gold, remember I've posted the swing hours and everything, marked them in yesterday, and I said you could sell this because yesterday I said selling is logical, simply because according to our mathematical model, selling was the way to go, because we had a PST breakout and we had the targets there, which I talked about, and the market came to those targets, as you can see. Okay, so no dramas there. If you're using your ATAM strategy, in any case, you know, when the market came to hit those blue lines, you should have taken your profit, and that's the green zone I also marked in there. No big deal. Okay, now where are we at with this? As you can see, impulse going sideways, so buying the lows are okay, but we are still not at the swing days for gold. All right, so it's going to be a bit of a mystery, isn't it? What's going to happen? Oh, let's take a look. This is the weekly, taking support right on there. On the monthly, we still have room to go up. 76, 2475, and that's your 2475, ladies and gentlemen. Right, so if you're using the ATAM, you should all be pretty cool and clear about where to take profit, and if you want to get back in the game again, where to get back in the game. All right, so with gold, what can we do now? We're in a bit of a middle zone, and Thursday is Thursday we're going to be volatile. Also with the news, remember we've got news all week this week. All right, so this week, let's take a look what's going on this week. So today's Wednesday, we only have that one, and Thursday, Friday, you see we're full of news. Now today the news is coming out at 5, but according to my timing, you can do a setup. Your setup should be at 5 o'clock, because I've got 4:55 to 5 minutes past 5, and then the market with the news, right, with the news that comes out, it should push us into 7 and then into 8:15 and possibly even further to 9:55. All right, so we've got some room to kind of like move into. So if you want to do your setup at that time, it's fine. The first resistance of the day, 56. If the market decides to sell again, 2,506 is going to be there. All right, pretty much the high, just above the high of yesterday. If the market decides to go further down, we might head further down into these levels. So as you see, having pricing is good. 2,471, 2,469 to 64 actually. And I've got here 69, 2,469. Alright, so this is your zone to 74 is there, and this is looking nice for a stop sweep zone. I can now get rid of these. Alright, so the market might want to come back again, do a sweep, come into that zone again, and that's okay to buy, like I said, but you might want to wait for the swing days to buy and, you know, play it safer. All right, if it breaks, we've got room to come down. So trading on the swing day at designated levels and at the swing hour is the best way to go. Okay, so let's do that. That's for gold. All right, so if we go back up again at swing hours, you're welcome to sell it off. You can also sell. Well, this is also a sell zone, since this is where the market broke down structure. So this zone is still also on the cards, as you can see. All right, there you go. So sell zone if you want to follow the move. Okay, but remember, it's not a swing day today, and the market's already done that target. So if you sold yesterday, you should have been good. Today, a little tricky. Let's take a look at euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar, remember, we had a Monday swing day, and that was up. Now we're on Wednesday. Wednesday is also today a swing day. Okay. Now with the euro dollar, remember I said I'm expecting the market to dip into this zone. Hasn't gotten there yet, and there's no PST target on the daily for that. And if I take a look at the weekly target is done, but we got 55 there, so 1.0976 is something I've marked in before, which is down here. All right, so the market may still want to push that, and that's fine. Let's just go back and forth because the daily pivot is here. So if the market wants to sell again, selling is also okay. Just wait for the news setup. All right, if during the news, okay, because the news, according to what I see, should give us some bad news, okay, and then we should have a powerful push. So the news, like the news should give us a change, okay, in the direction, and then it should push, okay. This is for everything. So that's how it is. So all you got to do is just mark yourself in here. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 4:55 really. Okay, 4:55 or 5 o'clock. Just before 5 o'clock you can do your setup, because this is the time where you're going to get setup time. Okay, and it's interesting because it's just before the news, isn't it? Right, we've got like phenomena happening just before the news, and these are with planets which are not everybody's looking at. So yeah, nice and interesting. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is how you can follow the euro dollar. I think there's room to come down. This is a runner, as you can see. This is the zone I'm expecting. If the market goes back up, okay, with the news, let's say there's bad news and the market's going up, okay, we need to cover this gap, which is here. That's 1105, but you can see that zone I talked about yesterday, which is this 1.1105 is there, right? Which is the weekly pivot zone, right? So if we end up here, I think this is also a good selling opportunity. So you just have to be mindful, because I think closing the gap to sell is okay. We've got a little bit here, but I don't think that's a big gap to worry about. Okay, just a little bit of a gap here, as you can see, all right, there as well. But we should still be dipping down, in my opinion, and I think we've got room to come down before we start pushing up again. If you're into the euro dollar, if you've learned techniques from me in terms of timing, what you might want to do is you can actually pick a date here, okay, like this October 23. If I take it to the weekly, okay, like this zone here, right there, okay. 23rd of June is also okay. This is on the weekly. This is the week of the 23rd of June. Okay, you see the market breaking out is like good to kind of like calculate your recent swings as well. Okay, so you can do that too. Just slap it on the Excel, and then it should spit them out for you. Okay, so that's all good. Runner, a bit of an up move, taking out stops and then pushing back down is also logical, so be careful for that. Also the swing days, like I said, Wednesday is a swing day today, so from the lows going up is on the cards. All right, so be mindful. Okay, so if we're down here with the news, right, so the market can actually go up, and that would fulfill the swing day as well. SP 500. Now today with the SP 500, remember Monday was a swing day, despite the fact that the markets were closed. Remember, SP 500 Monday was a swing day, so Tuesday only made it logical. And as you can see on Tuesday, this is it, the market just collapses. Okay, this is the New York hours, the swing hours for yesterday, the trading hours. You can see the market just collapsing down, beautiful move, coming all the way into target 1, target 2, just nice and easy. Okay, so that's fine. And it is not a swing day for SB 500. So what to do? Well, this is a big fall, as you can see, right? So the market might push down a little further into the 37, okay? And that 37 is 5431. We should keep it on the cards. Let's just do this. 5431 is there. Also on the daily, that's the highlighted one there, okay? But the reason I'm not putting these is because it's already done. So if you take a look at 42.43, that's 5492.85. Okay, 5492 is already done, okay? So as you can see, that's your 5492 is right there. Okay, so it's pretty much done. And I've got 85 here, which is just below. Alright, so this is pretty much done. It can still tap into this, not a problem. From here we can go up a little bit. As you can see, there are some gaps happening here. So if the market moves up, you can sell again. Where you can sell up here, this is not a bad place to be selling. Okay, as you can see, that's where the crash started. So I'm going to get rid of these. Targets have been done, so we're all good. Okay, and if you followed also my comments, all right, from the day before, you can see I did say we're targeting closing. Okay, so you can actually target the closing. So that was 9:35, as you can see, and then I also said you could be targeting 11:55 to closing. So that's also nice to see that things are working out. So if you're following something, you can push that through. On gold, that didn't happen, but on gold, like I said, this is your 9 o'clock, and then that's your closing there. So once the market touched the PST level, it just took off. So this is why we've got targeting. Okay, you might not get these all the time, you know, where the market is turning all the time. So, and that was a third, and I didn't actually have anything for 5:45. There was just nothing to talk about there. So once the market touched your profit, the PST levels, this is why you got to take them. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. All right, so with the indices, we're good. If we go back up, because if we go back up into a swing day, because you got your swing days, right? If the market goes down into a swing day, we're going to be buyers. Remember, this is what we're targeting, okay? And this could also be a runner, which is fine with me. Okay, I don't mind this move, okay? So pushing further down, I think is okay. Into the swing days too. On the weekly, okay, the market is, as you can see, coming down, and that HCL1 is 5344. It's a bit down there, so we'll cross that bridge if we break below the 5431. Okay, so if we go back up again, like I said, selling is not a bad idea. So today might be a recouping of this big impulse wave down. So if you want to sell it on the retracement, you're welcome to do that at the swing hours. You're either going to calculate from here, which is going to give you 5573, or from here, which is 5593, and there's a slight gap here, as you can see, and a bit of a small gap here and here. All right, so these levels, I think they're okay to sell off. If the market stops here and decides to reverse at a swing hour, which is 7:15. Yeah, it's about here. This is the 7:15 bar. It's actually opened up, as you can see here. All right, and that's basically it. Now, until 2 o'clock, the market might have a sudden push, which might disrupt everything. So be mindful. Also, going towards 9:45, we might have a sudden push, disrupting everything. So until like 2 o'clock, it's a little tricky. So it looks like the best setups today is going to be in the New York morning session. All right, so let's take a look at Dow. Also Dow Jones, we're going to have the same kind of thing. Remember guys, we said Monday was a swing day. Despite the fact that it's a news day, it doesn't really matter. If Monday is a swing day, it's even if it's a holiday, it's a news day, we're looking for those highs to trade off. All right, so those are the highs, and that's your beautiful trade-off there. You can see the market making all those levels down, pushing it down. We've got room to go. I've identified this zone here, which we should come back to, and that's fine. Okay, so selling is down. Now this is the first stop, HCL1, 40,759. You can see how precise these levels are. 40,759. Where are you? Whoops. There. All right, so pretty much on the dot, as you can see. Okay, right on the weekly PST, and that's the first support of the day, as you can see. On the monthly, it is a new month. Okay, and we're breaching that 64 level. 40,832 is done. 40,832 was a target, and you can see that is done right there yesterday. Beautiful. Right on the monthly. Now we're breaking below. This is good. So it looks like we're going to have a volatile month today. Selling is on the cards, so I think selling is okay. We're right on the PST there on the weekly, as you can see. So market pushing further down. If we break below this as well, it's got room to push down. On the daily, where can we get to? If you're using your PST indicator, you see you got your levels there, but in terms of the indicator, you can also check where the market's going to come to, and this is probably a zone we're going to probably come to. Okay, so it's not a bad idea at all, and coming into this zone, like I said, is all right. Where to sell this off? So if we get back up here again, you can see we'll be closing some gap and then pushing down. These also work with the swing hours, the trading hours. You can see the market just flopped down after the news. Beautiful move, and that's it. So if we go back up again, pushing down is on the cards, but don't sell close to the bottom. Why? Like I said, that's your first support on the weekly, and that's a good buy kiss there. So be careful there. NASDAQ, well, I did say it's going to be the same kind of thing with all the indices. NASDAQ, where are we? Let's see. This is NASDAQ, so this also coming down, little retracement, pushing up. On the daily, okay, this is it. On the daily, I did say there's a breakout on this one, so we need to be careful on this one. And I said if it does break through, you need to, don't stand in front of it, because yesterday I did say this zone is a support zone, but if it breaks, just don't stand in front of it. And this is, like I said, A, B, C. We've got room to come down into this zone and even into this zone, but it should definitely come down here. So selling into this zone, I think, is okay to do so. All right. That's also a nice little push down, retracement going up. Now look here. This is a daily, right? If you took technical analysis from me, you should understand this. Okay. This is a nice setup for us. Here, okay? So the market should actually push down and bring us into this zone here where we can go long again, okay? So it's an impulse wave nicely pushing down, maybe coming lower into this zone to go back up again, all right? I'm going to delete this for the moment. I don't think we need that for the moment, nor this. As long as this holds, we've got room to go up. Once this breaks, then we can get back into those levels. Basically, we can just put lines there as well, okay, because this is going to be our zone. As you can see, that's also a nice little zone there where the market might want to sweep the stops below these levels, okay. And that's that. And that, let me just do it in any case. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to draw that into there. Okay, so let's just keep this on the radar anyway. No loss of love there. If we keep this on, it's all good. Alright, so I think pushing down is the way to go. If the market goes back up, sending it down is okay. Where can you sell from? You can sell just above the daily pivot. This is good. This is like a runner as well. This could just be pushing on and on. But if you're interested, if the market does come up, this will be a sell zone, okay? And also the weekly pivot zone will be a sell zone. So we've got two sell zones. They just match it to your hours and you should be okay. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoin as well, as you know, I'm on the short side of things, simply because of my PST indicator breaking down. So I'm saying we've got room to come down. Okay, so this is good. This is today. Okay, so this is, I'm just seeing it now as I do the video. But remember, I also said yesterday, if we go up, we need to sell this off. And I drew your attention to the 4-hour chart here. So selling the highs was like okay. And if you use the swing hours for yesterday, you should have been okay, because let's take a look. Okay, so let's take a look at that again. Yesterday we had, what do we have? 340, and that's your 340 buy yesterday, remember? Okay, so swing hours 340 on Tuesday. Okay, so that was like, nice, from 3:42, 5 minutes past 4, and that's pretty much there, isn't it? Yeah, and then the market coming, flopping down into here, and that's basically, so if you day traded it, you should have been okay, not a problem, and if you followed it through, you're also okay. Now, if we go up again, selling is, I think, okay, because I do believe like we should be coming back down here. All right, we also have further room to go. Okay, sometimes people say that is a bit too far down, but in my opinion, it's actually not a bad place to clean out if we're going to go back up again. And it's going to be a volatile month. If you want to mirror this, if you've learnt technical analysis from me, you can mirror it down. So we should get into, okay, we should come back into the 50,000. Okay, so we should come back here. All right, so that's at least into this zone. Okay, so what can you do? Well, if you want to go back up to sell, I think you can utilize that. So the market should dip down. 36 is 49,067 on the weekly, so 49.67, well, which is already there. Okay, so like, we should get back into the 50k, like I said. All right, and that's basically it. All right, have a good one. So, but where should you sell? Like I said, you can sell if the market comes back up to the daily or the previous day low, which we've broken, have a slight gap into. So if we're mucking around here, it's good for us. If it heads back in there, selling down, I think is okay at the swing hour.